I have actually attempted to make this YouTube video a few times prior, and I started editing it and I realized I had issues with my image because I was using my back cam, and so you could literally see like from here down. And then I was having issues with my mic and you wouldn't get any noise. So I'd be talking and you wouldn't hear anything. The good news is that the attempt that I had for the project in the last video, I epically failed. And you're going to be like, what do you mean you epically failed? I soldered the prongs onto the wrong side of this piece. So I drilled and opened my seats on this side, and then I soldered my prongs onto the other side, and it's an epic fail. So I am going to reattempt this project. It is going to be a pink, hopefully a pink tourmaline center stone with pink tourmalines as the halo. We'll give it another shot. I'm hoping this time comes out better than last time. So I am doing this project in between orders, and if an order comes in, I'll be working on the order and putting this on the back burner because this is more of like a fun project for me, just to kind of challenge myself and see how I do. My name is Vanessa. I'm a self-taught metalsmith, and I'm the creator of With Love Jewelry. From my previous attempt, I had rolled out some sheet and some wire. I don't know if this will be enough. I might have to end up rolling out more. And I'm honestly not entirely sure if this will be sufficient for me to try and recreate this backplate. If it's not, I'm going to have to re-roll some sheet out, but we're going to try and use it anyways for now. I did roll it thinner. This one I had rolled to about 1 point, I think it was like 1.7, 1.6. And this one I have rolled to 1.4. So I could, you know what, I might anneal it and roll it out a little bit more. I'd prefer for it to be closer to 1. Just because we're going to be doing a lot with this and it really doesn't need to be this thick. I'm going to try and roll it out a little bit more. So I'll go and nail this and then roll it out just a tiny bit and see what we get. Just rolled this out a little bit more. I got it down to 1.2. The only issue is I've been rolling it so much and I don't have the best rolling mill. It's just like a little economy rolling mill. So it doesn't always do a perfect job, but it had started to crack. I'm assuming I put too much pressure on it before annealing in between rollings, and that's okay. Let me show you what I did last time because I already have it like marked out on here, but I want to show you just so you have an idea. So this is just a little template that I created for prongs. Like you have radial diagrams, I guess, online that you can find that are awesome for round stones, and then you can just mark where you want your prongs to go on your metal, and then you use it like, okay, this is exactly how I'm going to have my prongs mapped out. You can do the same thing with ovals or other shaped gemstones. Because this has a halo, I'm going to map out my gemstones on this before I actually cut my silver, just so I can get like a good idea of what it's going to look like. Now, my issue last time is I didn't do a very good job spacing my tourmalines. I wasn't sure how much space they needed. So I'm going to try and put them a little bit closer together this time because I found that the ones that were closer were looking nicer than the ones that were spaced further apart. I really don't know what the spacing is supposed to be for something like this. So I'm just trying and hoping that it works out. So I have my basic layout, and now with this current layout, this is a little bit tighter than the one I had previously. I'm just going to mark on here kind of the outer edges. So I have that to refer to even if I take my gemstones off. If you weren't aware, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying. So I'm just going to kind of open my dividers up to about the same size. Where's my silver? Oh, and I'm going to like try and map that out on my silver Sometimes a good thing to do is to start yourself with a straight edge. So I like to use an engineer square and, like, for example, make a straight edge on one side so that I know how much I need on the other sides. Let's see. I think I'm just making this more difficult than it needs to be, because if I put this layout on this piece of silver, I have enough room. So maybe I'll just freehand it. I can do that. Oh, see, like this, yeah, like this, I totally have enough room. So, how can I show you? Yeah. I also have this set of stencils. It's actually an enormous set of stencils. And so sometimes what I'll do is I'll find the stencil closest to the shape or size of the setting that I'm using. So for example, can you see? Yeah, like that one's too small, but this one is almost perfect. So I'm gonna use it as a rough guide on my silver so that I'm not cutting out a bigger chunk of silver than I need. And then I can just saw on the outside of that line so that I have more space. These come in handy. And I can actually just move this ever so slightly to avoid that crack as much as possible and find the best place. I know this looks ridiculous because there's, lines and stuff everywhere and in different colors, but I understand what it means. So do what works for you, and if people don't understand it, that's okay. They will do something that they understand. Don't forget, when you tighten your saw blades, you should hear that really pretty ding. And lubricate your saw blades, lubricate your burrs. Oh my God. Maybe I lubricate more than I need to, but I also break a lot of blades, and I did not purchase, the first time I purchased saw blades, I did not purchase a very great brand, which is fine. It's okay. They still work, but they break. They're pretty flimsy. Like some of them aren't even very straight. It's okay. But prolong the life of your tools, like lube them up. It's such a simple and effective way to prolong the life of your tools. I've cut out the silver and I put a little blue tack right in the center because I want to kind of trace around my center gemstone so that I know how much space I have for my halo. Just kind of like stick it down there with some khaki and try and get it as centered as possible. Yeah, that looks good. And then I don't have a scribe, like a scribing tool. I just have a little nail. It works. It's fine. And so I'm just going to trace where it's sitting so that when I take the tourmaline and the blue tack off, I know exactly how much room I have in between where my stone will be and where my halo can sit. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, perfect. Can you see that? Kind of. I've opened up my seats a little bit. They're not to the full size that they'll need to be yet, but they're large enough for me to put my tourmalines in so that I can figure where my prongs will go. Okay. This spacing is a lot better than last time's, so I hope this works. And now we're just kind of going to gauge where we will put our prongs that are on the inside. If I see, like, for example, on this side, these two are touching a little bit, and on this side, there's a gap. When I put my final ball burr here, I'm going to shift the ball burr over a little bit so that this rests in between these two and not closer to this one. That's why we wear safety glasses. So this made a fun, can you see it? Pattern. It's like a flower. I'm gonna do it right this time. So I am feeding my wire through the holes that I just drilled for the prongs so that, and I think that should be fine. I think last time I cut way more, but I don't think I need that much. Yeah, I did cut way more. I don't think I need that much. That seems wasteful. So I'm gonna leave a little excess on the bottom, excess wire, just to make my life easier while I'm soldering. So I'm gonna fish these through and then we can go solder. Everything looks good, so let's go solder. It's a new day, and I've been thinking about my bench over here and kind of like what I have going on and how it's always a mess and whatever, and I'm trying to think of how to make it a little bit nicer looking. So I had purchased these. They were candles. I had purchased them from Pure One, like, I don't know how many years ago, and I absolutely love them. I used the candle and then I cleaned them out, and like, they remind me of gems because it's like they're faceted. And I think they're so pretty. So I think I'm going to put them back here. And I I don't know if other like jewelers do this, but whenever I have a broken gemstone, I always keep it. I like to keep them. I don't, discard them or anything like that. So I think I'm going to use these to house my broken gemstones. So let's make it look nice. I have this little, it was the lid to a box. And it's where I keep, like, this is so gorgeous. You can see it, amethyst. It's got a tiny little chip in it. So, I can't sell that. And another gorgeous opal has a chip. Like, I can't use them. This was a beautiful labradorite that broke. I have this beautiful citrine. It's got a crack on both points. So on the top of the pear and then on the cullet. So all of these little gemstones that like I can't do anything with, I'm not going to throw them out. They're still beautiful. So I think we'll put them in here. Which one? I think we'll put them in this one for now. I know it. I know it's not much, but I love it. So it makes me happy. Okay. Second awesome thing is I have a beautiful friend with a beautiful soul that decided to send me a beautiful gift, and I just want to show you because like how absolutely gorgeous. She gave me a little card with it, and like, can I frame this? Because it's so stunning. Whoops. Like seashells and a pearl. So, oh, there's 2 pearls. Oh, there's 3 pearls. I didn't notice that there was more than one. I just saw that really stunning one that's in focus. But yeah, I live in Chicago and we're not near any oceans. We are near Lake Michigan, and Lake Michigan is gorgeous, don't get me wrong. But if you know like saltwater and freshwater, there's a difference. So this beautiful person, thank you so, so much, sent me this amazing, I'm so grateful. This is unbelievable. So it is a Fordham handpiece, and it is a quick change handpiece. And so I'm sure you've seen, because, you know, I have to, maybe you haven't seen, because I've actually stopped including it in my videos because it just takes so long. So my handpiece, my Fordham, I should say my whole Fordham flex shaft, I purchased from Facebook Marketplace, and it's amazing. It's in beautiful condition. I absolutely love it. And the poor man who sold it to me had no clue what it was. He said it was his dad's, and he's like, I don't even know what it does. So I was super grateful. I got it for an amazing price. And my flex shaft handle has the key, and so you have to always unlock what you're using and then put in your new bit and lock it up again. And it's great because you can change the diameter of what you're using in here. So it's great. I love it. But with this, you literally push this down. Push this down, take it out, and put it back in, and it's like secure. So that took what, 2 seconds? I'm so excited. This is going to be amazing and save me countless minutes every single time I need to change something of looking for this. So thank you so, so much, Gabby. You're amazing. Thank you. I was hoping these would have a little bit more height, and they don't. So I picked this. I don't know what it is, but it's really cool. And I was like checking to see if it will wilt, I guess. I don't know. Does something like this wilt? But I want to pick a bunch more, and I'm going to put them here. So these are like, they grow wild right by our gym, and I always just assumed that they would like wilt and make a mess. But I've had this for, I want to say, a couple of weeks at least, and it's fine. Nothing's happening. So how pretty would a wreath of those be? Like, maybe I should do that. Okay. I think it's time to get back to our tourmaline ring. So I keep cleaning up. Like I cleaned up this, and then I saw like the rest of it. Like I gotta clean up some more. So now I'm trying to find places for everything. And normally I just have like all of my burrs over there so I can grab them quickly and use them. And I'm like, let me put them in places. And now I guarantee you, see, it's good that I didn't record it. I should have recorded where I put them, because when I need them, I'm going to be like, where are they? I'm not going to remember where I put them. So we'll see. Here's the scary thing. I have a 2mm drill bit. I don't think I've ever used the 2mm. Oh, where did I put it? 1.5, 0.6, 0.9, 2. This is scary because, you know, it's enormous, but it's the right size for the job. So yeah, imagine that going into your finger. Look how cool. Ready? Did that take like 2 seconds? Thank you, Gabby. I love it. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. I have a 4mm setting burr. I think we'll try and open it with that. I'm so not used to this. This is crazy. Instant. Unbelievable. So I'm just trying to put the halo tourmalines around just to see how they fit. And I'm having some trouble just like using my tweezers to grab them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a broken burr and I'm going to put some blue tack on top of it and just kind of shape it like that. And now I have like an easy, hopefully an easy little, ooh, don't drop them, an easy little way to grab them. So the halo layout looks decent. I'm really happy with it. They're not perfect, obviously. This is like my first time getting as far as I'm at right now. But now what I need to do is I need to shape like the flowery part of the halo so that it's not just like a round, flat backplate kind of thing. Like I want it to mimic the same like bubbly shape of the gemstones. It's going to take me a long time to do this, so I'm not going to have you sit through the entire process. But basically, I will start by taking off the tourmalines. Okay. And then in between each seat, I'm just going to saw a little bit and then I'm going to file to make it the right shapes and hope I don't regret any mistakes. You got to be careful because if you take away too much, you can't add it back. So always work slowly and check your work. Can you see it? Like, oh, you can see it in my hair butter because it's dark. I've scalloped the edges. I used a combination of a triangular file to just give it the basic shape. Wait. Yeah. So easy. Okay. And let's just try not to. Yeah, that's actually working really well. So again, I'm just going to go in with my jeweler's saw and make like a little notch right in the center, hopefully, in the center of each seat. And now the next step will be to solder the outer prongs on. Now this is going to be much, much more difficult than the inner prongs because they're just laying on like the under bezel. So a lot can go wrong, and my issue right now is like I can feel that my eyes are strained from focusing on like a small piece and so many details. And I don't really want to begin soldering such a tricky job with such fatigue in my eyes, and like I feel myself getting tired. So what I think I'm going to do instead is yesterday I started rolling out all of this sterling to make certain thicknesses of wire. So I think I'm just going to, oh my God, is my pickle pot on this whole time? I think it is. I hope not. I think I'm just going to go back to rolling this out since I've only got another about hour before I go to lunch. And then I have to go to the gym. So yeah, I really don't want, at this stage, with the amount of work that I've done on this piece and it's looking really great, I really don't want to go solder fatigued and potentially ruin the entire piece. So we will pick up tomorrow, and I'm just gonna go roll out some wire for the rest of the day. I got some more of these things. I don't know what they are, but I might have gone overboard. But they're so cool. I love them. So let's like make them look pretty. Now that we have this taken care of, I do love how it looks. We need to, oh, I'm not even close. I was rolling yesterday. I sawed this in half. This is half. This is the other half. We're going to be soldering this today, so it'll be interesting. I hope it goes well. You know what? I'm actually going to start chopping prongs and see how much I actually need for the rest of it. I need to turn my pickle pot on, and then we're going to try and solder. I am going to be super brave and solder this with hard solder. And so far, you know, these prongs are soldered with hard solder, so we have to be super careful. But I believe in my soldering skills and my flame control. Okay. So I did a really dumb thing. And I skipped a few and then I placed some prongs. These two are gonna suck. It's just, I did this really stupidly. Whatever. So as far as how it's looking like it's decent. I can straighten that out. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to solder these last 4 prongs on. I definitely I could always go medium solder. I don't want to, but I can. Where's my, okay, yeah, I can try that. I don't want to. I'm just so like, I think this is solder, but it's clogging up my spot for my prongs. So I'm gonna open it. That's better. Oh my God. I think I did it. There's one prong that's a little that I might try and remove and resolder, and I'm contemplating whether I'm going to do that or not, because that can, you know, removing one prong can lead to 2 other prongs having issues and so on and so forth. So it's pickling, and I'm going to see what it looks like when it comes out. But I think we might have done it. We have our setting. There's some wax in there. That's the bottom. That's the top. And can you see this guy? He's kind of like wonky. That's the one that I'm contemplating trying to swap out. Now, if I can straighten it out with pliers, Need something thinner. I will not put it back on the heat just to... Okay, top straightened. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried so much about this bottom part because most of that's going to get cut off. So I don't think I need to. I think this will work just fine. That's too big. Oh, well. Okay, holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. I'm really proud of myself for getting this far. Oh, that one's a little, okay, that's fine. I might put it back on the torch because this wonky one is a little bit sideways. I don't know if it's worth it trying to fix it. The good news is I straightened out that prong. The bad news is in the process I moved another one, but I was able to straighten it out too. So we're looking pretty good. So now what I need to do is fold these really long parts to create the basket under the ring. And I know some of them are too long from the get-go, but we're going to keep them long until I get a better idea of how much to trim off, because I've made baskets under rings before and accidentally trimmed them too short, and then you have to start from scratch. And I really don't want to start from scratch on this. So let's start folding. And honestly, there's probably a million ways to fold prongs, but I just like to use my pliers and to just bend them. That would be a really high ring. So we're going to keep trimming and pushing and pray that we don't over trim. This looks decent. I'm happy with that. So let's try and... I'm really scared. I think I cut one a little too short. Kind of looks like a Ferris wheel. Okay, so now I have this old, it was a basil I was making and I scrapped it, and it might be a little thick. It might be a little thick, but I'm just going to chop it open. Maybe I'll run it through my mill to thin it out a little bit. Ow! Nothing like sawing into yourself. This would work. I feel like that would be the perfect size. So I'm just going to try first with my... I'm going to try first like this. This is also, I think, way too tall. But I'm just trying to see if I can shape it. It's not quite round yet, but I just want to... It's too big. So I'm feeling like this is really big and thick, and it's just going to be a waste of time for me to continuously trim down. I think I'm going to go in with a round wire, and I'm just going to shape it into a ring and solder it like that. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully it's the right size. There's no way that I'm going to be able to finish this ring in time for me to post this YouTube video. I made a lot of awesome progress, But I haven't even begun working on the ring shank. I haven't cleaned up this underside of the ring yet. So there's a lot to do and not enough time to do it. So I'm thinking this is going to be a 2-part video. So we'll do, the setting now. And then the next video will be me making the ring shank and hopefully setting the stones if everything goes well. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it. That helps me get one step closer to monetization and it helps me grow my channel, which is really important as a business owner. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time.